Gwit, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? Today we're going to be talking about a show that I cannot believe took me as long as it did to talk about, and that show being DanDaDan. I wouldn't even say that this show is underrated because it is absolutely blowing up, but I'm not seeing enough people talk about how absolutely insane it is that this show does romance, action, comedy, drama, sci-fi, suspense, every single category that you can think of, it has it in this show, and whenever it changes its tone, it does not feel out of place. It works. I don't know how they done it. This is like some voodoo shit. I heard that your man who wrote DanDaDan, the actual manga itself, he was finding it very hard to make it in the industry. He was doing loads of mangas and none of them were hitting with people, and he was like not doing the best in the field. And then he went on to create DanDaDan. And I have a little bit of a hypothesis here. I think this man made a deal with Beelzebub himself to make this show, because I can't think of any other way that this could work. Name me another show that switches tones as much as this show does and it actually feels natural and fluid. Fluid. I was going to say fluent, and then I realised that was wrong, and then it came out fluid. DanDaDan is a show that the main premise of it is us following Okarune's balls. I worded it a bit weird there, but that's the gist of it. Everyone seems to forget that. The driving point of the plot of this fucking great show is looking for this man's genitalia. If you haven't seen DanDaDan or anything like that, I am going to spoil a little bit of it. I don't know how much I'm going to spoil because I like to talk, but I am going to spoil a good bit of the show. But I will tell you, I don't think that will matter, because some of the moments in this show are so out of place and so random that you wouldn't even be able to place them in a timeline, bro. I don't even think it is possible for me to spoil most of the stuff that goes on in this show. But for those of you who haven't seen DanDaDan, here's the general gist of the show. When it first starts, we see one of our main characters, Okarune, getting bullied in class, and he's just taking it on the chin because it seems like he's been dealing with this for a while. He's crazy into like aliens and UFOs and just the occult in general. The actual main character, Momo, then notices him getting bullied in class, and even though she doesn't know this guy, she decides, oh, I'm gonna help him, and sits in front of his desk and stares down the bullies, who instantly fold, which is very accurate to real life. Most of them are like little foldable chairs, man. As soon as you stand up to them, their tough demeanor falls. And after the bully stops, she goes on her merry way. But Okarune sees the chance of friendship, and since he's a bit of a loner, he doesn't really know how to approach people into becoming friends, so he instead violates this woman with information about the occult and starts screaming about UFOs and stuff in her face, which eventually causes her to blow a bit of a fuse and upsets Okarune. But Momo has a heart, so she goes back, picks up his book and hands it to him, and as she is doing so, brings up the fact that she believes in ghosts and spirits and all of that jazz, to which Okarune instantly bursts out in laughter because of this and thinks that is the stupidest thing he's ever heard. And this is what begins the show. They both place a bet on each other's beliefs. Okarune is going to go to one of the most haunted places that Momo knows, so she can prove to him that ghosts are real. And Okarune sends Momo to a place that is like the hotspot for aliens, apparently. And they are both of the belief that the other person's beliefs are shit and they don't exist. But unfortunately for both of them and the rest of the world in this fucking universe, honestly, they are both correct, because aliens attack Momo trying to, how do I phrase this without getting demonetized? But the aliens claim that they want Momo's banana, the banana being her ovaries and womb in general, because their species back on their planet do not have women anymore, so they can't procreate. And Okarune's situation is not much better whatsoever. He finds an old woman called Turbo Granny at the end of the hall, who is apparently a cursed spirit, we'll call her, and she says this to our boy.
I'll let you suckle my teats, boy, if you let me gobble your dong.
Yeah. She then possesses Okarune, and the cost for being possessed by her is taking his penis away and his balls. The whole trifecta is gone. And that marks the start of Momo and Okarune's friendship, as Momo tries to help Okarune get his dick back because she's technically the cause for his dick going missing. Later on, they eventually get his dick back by challenging Turbo Granny to a race. This sounds crazy if you haven't seen the show. They get chased by not only Turbo Granny but a fucking crab, and they basically just get chased through the streets of Japan and eventually win. I won't say how because I don't want to spoil it. It is kind of a cool chase, but they eventually win and Okarune gets his dick back. However, upon receiving his little soldier back, he goes to take a piss in a urinal, and while he is doing so, he comes to a shocking realization. That shocking realization being he may have the tree back, but he no longer has the roots, aka the balls. So it kind of just looks like a little joystick, you know? That, I can own, like, whoa. Jesus Christ, that sent my mind into hyperdrive there. Like 75 thoughts came into my mind and I couldn't pick one. It's hard for me not to have like a mental image now of what a dick looks like without balls. Ugh, no. And then that basically kicks off the rest of the show. They are on the hunt for his balls, and one person that ends up becoming a part of the group actually has his balls. One of them, anyway. And that person is, what is her name? I can't remember her name, but I'll put it up on the screen. But she, later on in the show, is a very cool character. I actually kind of like her now. But at the start, she is the most delusional person ever. She has one of Okarune's balls. It fell from the heavens, as she calls it, and it doesn't look like a normal testicle. This is a gold-plated testy, and she is under the impression that she has been graced by the gods because she is so pretty. And because she has this ball, she is now able to perceive like cursed energy and cursed spirits. Now, this isn't JJK, just spiritual energy and spirits in general. And she sees Momo use her telekinesis abilities and thinks that she was gifted this ball because she is the chosen one to take down Momo, who she believes is a witch or something like that, or a demon. So she lures Momo away to this like secret location, pins her down, and then shoves Okarune's ball in her face trying to exorcise her. And it's fucking hilarious. Like, this is the type of wacky shit that happens in this show, and I haven't even scraped the surface. Name me a fucking show that goes from being that wacky for the first 2-3 episodes to then the very fucking next episode making me cry hysterically and breaking my heart more than once. This is what I mean by, like, this show does the balance so perfectly. It just seems so seamless to go from wacky fucking woman shoving a golden testicle in Momo's face, or, you know, the general plot of the fucking show being that this man's testicles have disappeared, to the very next episode being a backstory to a character named Silky, who is a spirit herself, and she's first introduced by being extremely obsessed with the woman who has Okarune's ball, because she believes that that is her daughter, even though it isn't. And at first it seems kind of silly. This backstory shows this spirit, when she was human, taking care of her little daughter, and it's a nice happy montage of like their family life and stuff, but edged in there, or like cut in there, is a bit of sadness, because you see that like she's selling her body in order to make money for this kid, and she's also doing many other jobs to, you know, make ends meet. But then you see her get home and she's just so happy around her daughter, and it makes everything that she has done worth it. But if you know anime, you know happy stories do not last long, because I don't know why. Maybe she owed money to some bad people, but these fuckers come into her home, beat her up, and take her fucking child. That is the most evil shit I've ever seen. You are just not human at that stage. You are just an actual demon. They end up really injuring this woman and knocked her out, and when she comes to, my god, just look at the screen right now. This is the scene of her like panicking, looking for her kid. Man, it looks like real life. That first person POV shot is fucking crazy, man. We see her wandering around looking for her kid, completely bloodied, but she has no luck finding her daughter, and it gets to the stage where she's been looking for her daughter for so long that she actually forgets who she's even looking for or why. And while she's like standing on the side of the street just having this existential crisis, we see the woman with the golden testicle as a kid comes up to her, tugs on her nightgown, and calls her mom. And she turns around, sees this kid, and is under the belief that this is her kid and this is the kid she's been looking for, and that is why she is now obsessed with her. Absolute heartbreaking shit. Name another show that can do that. That can go from, you know, this woman thinking that she was granted this testicle from the heavens because she is so pretty, to then the very next episode showing such a heart-wrenching, heartbreaking backstory with such a fucking heartwarming conclusion, bro, to then the very next episode being wacky again. Like, it's crazy. All of the things that I've mentioned are like little story beats throughout the show. But the main driving force of this show, especially for me, is the romance between Okarun and Momo. And I don't think I have seen a more like natural romance in all of TV. It is a slow burn, but every time you see, I think it happens every episode at least once, but every time you see them share a little moment together, or like Okarun's like panicking over the fact that he doesn't know how to talk to Momo now and he doesn't know if they are considered friends and stuff. They do tropes that would usually be so annoying in other anime, especially like romance-centric anime where that is their main fucking theme. That being like the miscommunication. You know, because Momo is very arrogant and very strong-willed, I guess, and doesn't like showing her emotional side all too much. Whereas Okarun is just riddled with anxiety and is just scared to do anything about the feelings he has. There's many times where they have miscommunications because of that, where like Okarun just won't say anything about how he's feeling to Momo because of all of these thoughts going around his head. And same with Momo, who believes that Okarun, being the man, should be the one to say these things, so she keeps trying to hint to him. And there's a load of moments like that where like a simple word would have fixed the miscommunication there. And usually it's very annoying in romance animes, but in this one it works. Maybe it's because like there's other things happening in the show that aren't about the romance between these two, but it's like you're seeing the characters grow and grow and grow constantly. Every time they have an interaction romantically, it's different. It grows every time it happens, and it happens every episode, to the point that now in later season, Momo gets so bold to the point that she even just goes and holds Okarun's hand. She even starts like play fighting with him to be a bit flirty and stuff, and Okarun's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop hitting me. It's not every day you see a story or a plot fully based around looking for someone's testicles. And on top of that, it's not every fucking day you see a plot like that actually being entertaining every single episode, while also being funny, romantic, cutesy, happy-go-lucky, to then your eyes will never be dry again, to fucking concerts, bro. An actual concert. It's fucking insane. It's crazy, man. It is so well done, it is so entertaining, and it will never be done again. It's a great show. If you haven't watched it, give it a watch. If you have, let me know what you think down below, because I actually haven't come across anyone who doesn't like DanDaDan. Sorry about the lack of uploads the last few days, folks. I have been really busy with work. I've literally been in every fucking day. I'm gonna be trying my best to get as many videos up in these next 2 weeks as I have another full week of holiday, or of work. Jesus Christ, man. See, this is what work does to me, gentlemen. But I'm going to be trying my best to get as many videos as I can up in the next week, because I'm in for another full week. But in this week, if videos are going up, they're not going to be as like polished or as well written or anything as my other videos have been. There's not going to be scripts or anything like that. It's just going to be me, myself, and my brain, because I simply just will not have the time. Videos that need like multiple days to be made, I can't do at the moment this week. So there won't be any movie commentaries this week or anything like that. So sorry about that, but I literally can't do anything about it. But once I'm on my week off, you bet your sweet bippy you're going to be getting plethoras of content. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Let me know what you thought of the video down below. If you like my face and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe and check out the channel down below. Whole plethora of content on there for you to set your eyes upon. And if you want to connect with me outside of YouTube, I have my Instagram and my Twitter down in the description below. Oh yeah, did I say subscribe? Because we're very fucking close to 2K already, man. That's insane. But yeah, folks, it's been EXO, and I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one, folks.